How are you, my dear collective? I am feeling very excited today, and I don't know why, because I woke up this morning feeling kind of anxious and questioning everything. But then when I left to do school drop off, I had to take an alternative route because the traffic was so backed up. And in Perth today, the fog, well, it's not fog, I want to say mist, whatever it is, it's like blanketed the whole city, and it's like you can't see that far ahead, but there's something magical about it, kind of spooky, like, I don't know, I love it. Anyway, that mixed with when I left the apartment and was walking towards my car, I saw clear as day this big red thread in front of me on the ground, and it was so like, it was almost like it was just so obvious to me. And it made me think of the red thread bond, finding little red threads. It's like you're on this red thread bond. So when you're finding these little red threads, it's almost like you're getting closer and closer to union. But it just was kind of like, I saw all these little signs on the drive to school that just kind of changed my attitude. It's like these little magical things that happen that just change your perspective on the day. Sorry, this is going to be a bit of an intro. Anyway, so as I was driving, so I found that on the way to the car, and then as I was driving, I took an alternative route, and I drove past this car. On the sign, it said, not on the sign, on their license plate, their license plate was just the word July. It had two L's, but it was the word July. And right past that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I looked up, and two shop signs next to each other. The first one said Moon, and the second one was called Daisy and Rao. And obviously I'm Daisy, and I was like, wow, that's really obvious. But when I saw that car with July and then that shop sign say Moon, July, Moon. And yesterday in my reading for the Divine Masculines, a lot of full moon cards came out. There was something significant about the full moon for July. And so that was just so blatant to me. The license plate July, Moon, and then Daisy was like glaring at me for obvious reasons. So I was just like, this is something I need to pay attention to. Then as I'm driving along, I was like, that's like, what a coinkydink kind of thing. And then as I was driving, I noticed I had my car tells you how many kilometers you have on your tank or whatever, and it said 333 kilometers. I was like, oh, 333. Then kept driving and saw another plate that said how and 111. And then I started to think, I feel like my collective, one of these collectives is feeling like at the moment they're feeling a lot of doubt about their journey, feeling a lot of not confusion, but kind of like, how could this ever work again? That how really rung out to me. Plus with it saying 111. And then I had two more plates on the way to school that had 111 on them. But for me, I've been noticing a lot lately that I'm seeing the number 111 on plates, but the letters that are next to it have a word. So the last couple of days, I think I saw ask. So ASK 111, ask. I saw, was it Y? I want to say Y, WHY, something like that, 111. And then today, how, 111. And obviously the plate that said July. So this is going to be a long reading, guys. Bear with me. But I just wanted to share these signs with you because sometimes I think that when I pick up on an energy, it's like you guys are looking for signs, you're questioning everything. And I'll talk about this a lot in my readings where, especially with the feminines, you especially if a certain period of time has passed, you start to doubt and question your own sanity about being on this twin flame journey or red thread bond journey, divine journey, whether you're even a divine feminine and have a divine masculine, whether you just maybe you start to think, I might be on a spiritual journey, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a twin flame. I could just be on a spiritual awakening that has nothing to do with it. Am I crazy? All this kind of stuff. It's all part of the journey. The doubts are part of the journey, but the how can this work? How can this come back together? How are we going to overcome these challenges? These are things you're questioning at the moment. But all these little signs, there is something about the July full moon, which I looked it up yesterday. For us in Australia, at least, it's on the 10th of July. So what's today? The 19th of June. So we've got a few weeks till that full moon, but there's a culmination of things that are building up to this July full moon. Yesterday it was about communication, so that could be what's going on, but what I'll do first is tap into how you're feeling so that you know if this reading's for you. So that I'll try to be as specific as I can, because that way you can really decide, and by watching all the parts, if this is your reading, because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I used to be the kind of person years ago where I would obsessively watch tarot readings and would not trust when I'd hear what I wanted to hear, and then be upset when I would hear what I didn't want to hear. So it was like it didn't work for me regardless. So that's why when you watch these, I want you to actually make sure that everything resonates for you so that you're not holding on to a million different readings. Okay, 7-minute intro, sorry guys. Okay, so what is going on for my dear collective today? What is on their mind? And there's something about this mist over the city that just feels magical. And I want to say as well, sorry, I'm just excited. I don't know, something feels like there's a change. It feels like this mist is covering everything. You can't see that far ahead. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the hows of the situation. But when this mist clears, something amazing is on the other side of it. That's what it feels like. I feel this shift happening. And if you're into astrology and you know anything about, I think we are in a Mercury retrograde right now. I don't know, but maybe when we get to the 10th of July full moon, the retrograde is over and communication comes in. But anyway, we'll see what comes out. But there's something about to be lifted. A veil. This mist is like a veil. So you can't see what's coming yet. But when that veil lifts, everything will become clear. Magical. And I want to say, people that go, you're just reading too much into it and all this kind of stuff. Why can't we believe in magic? It's fun. It makes us feel better. It doesn't hurt anyone. And what's wrong with believing in magic if it makes your life more whimsical and fun? You know what I mean? So I'd rather be this way than be pessimistic and, I want to say, boring. Okay, so Prince of Fire was the first card. So timing within 14 to 30 days. So that could be the full moon. Sagittarius is a mutable sign. It's a fire sign. So this could be the person on your mind, but it could also be you. The ruling planet is Jupiter. Optimistic. See, being optimistic. Adventuresome. Witty, restless, traveller, enthusiastic, independent, irresponsible, outspoken, and this card in this deck represents the Temperance in tarot. So the Temperance is about patience and balance, but you might be feeling restless. So this is just to confirm how you're feeling right now. Not sure. The veil is up right now. You can't see what's coming. You might be feeling, how's anything going to work? And November 22nd, 22nd to December 21st could be significant, important dates, but within 14 to 30 days. Okay, let's keep going. So November 22nd to December 21st, but within the next 14 to 30 days. Okay. So we're getting how you feel right now. What's your current emotions and what's going on for you right now? Another fire card. So fire signs could be significant here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The element of fire: enthusiastic, creative, forceful, ego-centered, passionate, spontaneous, impulsive, hot-tempered, sexy, larger than life, inspiration, excitement, expect the unexpected. So I feel like I'm tapping into the energy that I'm feeling. And I say this in my readings, that it's like we tap into, we embody the energy that we're feeling for the collective reading. So to have Sagittarius and then the element of fire, it's like having patience, expect the unexpected. Having surprises is a good thing. It's like you're sitting in there, how is this going to come back around, or how is this going to work out? You can't see it yet. You need to not expect the unexpected, but in the waiting, in the not knowing, something exciting is on the other side of that, and you might be feeling that. You might be feeling this fire rising up in you, where you're very excitable and feeling a bit more impulsive and enthusiastic, and you're not sure why. It's like you can feel something coming, but you don't know what it is, because the veil hasn't been lifted yet, hasn't cleared. So if you're in this kind of mix between doubt and being unsure of your future with this feeling of excitement, this is to confirm how, if that's not how you're feeling, then this isn't your reading. King of Fire, another masculine. You've got Prince of Fire and King of Fire. There is a lot of fire here, and there is like over 170 cards in this deck. This is a lot of fire. So I want to say you're a fire sign, or if there's a person on your mind, they're a fire sign. And even looking at this, it's almost like, you know that saying, baptism by fire? It's almost like I'm seeing the Prince of Fire has developed into the King of Fire. He's gone through a transition, a baptism of fire. He's had to walk through the fire to then develop into the King of Fire. He's like upgraded from a prince to a king, which is what you would want. This timing is within 7 days. So you've gone from 14 to 30 days down to 7 days. So in a week. But also this is March 22nd to April 21st. So any of those dates could be significant. And during the spring. So the Prince of Fire was during the fall. The King of Fire is during the spring. So don't make this fit. If these things are lining up, not only the energy you're feeling currently, but also these dates, then this is for you. But the ruling planet is Mars. It's all about passion and drive, and that's very masculine. That's the masculine. I don't know if you've heard, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So it's like Mars is the masculine and Venus is the feminine. Independent, aggressive, active, energetic, leader, impatient, combative, naive, assertive, pioneer, and initiator. It's the Emperor. The King of Fire is the Emperor. And the King of Fire, the Emperor in tarot is an Aries card, so it could be Aries, or just in your chart or their chart or both. But the Emperor, if I'm speaking to the Empress right now, you need an Emperor to match your energy. And we'll see what comes out, but this is beautiful, because to me, this looks like someone has gone from being a prince, been initiated by fire, into their king energy, their emperor energy. Emperor is even better than king, because Emperor's all the kings combined: emotional maturity and stability, financial stability, mental stability, and what's the other one? That was emotions. And they're passionate. That's the fire. All right, Prince of Fire. So you've got patience with temperance, expect the unexpected, and then the Emperor. So in this time, maybe you've been feeling impatient and maybe even aggravated over the time it's taken, and your angels are saying to be patient, because this person had to go through this fire to become the Emperor that you always saw in them. And they could embody these things as well. They could be quite enthusiastic, and maybe being ego-centered was a bit of a problem or detriment in your connection in the past. They might have been hot-tempered and impulsive. All right, Prince of Fire. The Bear, another divine masculine. So maybe I'm talking to the masculine right now. If you consider yourself the masculine in a divine pairing, this could be for you. Boss, CEO, judge, coach. Mama bear though, so still could be the feminine. Protective, but divine masculines protect their feminines. Finance, what did I say? You got your finances in order. Benefits, bully, strong, large, hairy, affluent, and muscular. So this could also be something that you've been working on, your actual physical health, working out, just have had a strong focus on getting your finances into a better place, working on your actual body, like your build, like doing workouts and things like that, but learning to embody the things that make you feel strong. The element of fire, but this is good. This is all very masculine. And that says Mama Bear, but 15 and 10, so maybe the 15th of October could be a significant date for you guys as well to tie you to this. The element of fire. And if I am talking to the masculine and you feel like you have gone through a big transformation where you might not see it as like I've gone from a prince to an emperor, but you might know that you are in a much better place, a more stable place than you were in the past. It's like you can feel that you've gone through a transformation. Wow, they're being fussy today. Element of fire. Okay. 20, Milky Way. So the 20th could be a date. Networking, marketing, social media, publicity, and internet, fame, expand, spotlight, innumerable, connected, and exposure under the element of fire. So you might even have been pursuing an online career of some kind where you speak to people, maybe give advice, or be it you're a coach, because in here you had coach. And CEO, owning your own business, being your own boss. So I'm seeing this as something about putting yourself out there in the public eye where you're helping people. So it's like, yeah, I'm seeing someone giving advice, like YouTube videos where you're sitting there giving advice or coaching people, relating to people from your own life experiences, to connect to people, to help them through experiences you've already lived through and balanced out, and helping coach people on that. That could be significant. So another sign this is for you is that if you've been trying to build an online platform to help people getting through situations that you can relate to from your own life experience. King of Fire. Okay, so we're trying to confirm the King of Fire. Oh, and I just noticed, yeah, this Emperor card does say Aries. But again, there's a lot of fire here. That whole top row is fire. So I want to say that this person, either this is you, you're a fire sign, or the person on your mind is a fire sign. Stepping stones, beautiful. So this kind of reminds me how I was saying before, how they've stepped into their king energy, their emperor energy, or you have stepped into your emperor energy. Stepping stones, the process of arrival, baby steps, progress, how to keep on going, step by step, way out, spiritual growth. This is what you've been going through. This baptism of fire, all these challenges that may have been felt overwhelming, or you kind of felt like the universe was against you because you were going through all these challenges and obstacles in your life. It was almost like burn to learn. You had to keep, these lessons were being thrown at you, these karmas were being thrown at you to test your resilience and build you into the emperor that you are. What's this on the bottom? Number 19, so the 19th of June, because that has 19 and 6, so the 19th of June could be significant. Standalone, guidance, government, institutions, experience, hierarchy, legal systems, erudite, ego, tall, corporations. So again, that's making me think of business. You have maybe part of the baptism of fire has been you going through some legal battles too, but I'm seeing that as more about experience and guidance in maybe what you're building with your social media platform is to guide people from a genuine place where you want to help others with your experiences. The knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from your own growth. I'm hearing this, so I'm going to say it, not like those people that they get a little bit of knowledge about something, turn themselves into a coach, go online and just offer these courses and things to people that doesn't really help. It's more of like a scam to make themselves rich. And it's almost, I'm hearing it, so it's like this is what you see online, and you want to be different from that. You actually want to, with your own experience and knowledge, give back to people to help them through difficult times out of genuine care for the people that can relate to you and your experiences. It's not, you can make a career out of it, and knowing your value as far as what you could charge for this advice and things like that, but you're not doing it solely just to take money from people. But this might be something that you're either currently building, or you're taking it's ideas that are churning in your head, something that you would like to pursue, but it's something that you're yet to take that step. But I think you're taking baby steps towards it right now. Okay, so let's get the tarot. Let's see. What's coming for this July full moon, because I feel like there's something about the July full moon that's significant here. What's in store for my collective coming up to the next full moon? The Emperor in reverse. Okay, so abuse of power, rigidity, stubbornness, lack of discipline, lack of control, absentee father, and paternity issues. So this could be father issues. It could be that this baptism of fire that you've gone through has been because you didn't have a good example of a healthy male, masculine figure growing up. So it's something that you had to really burn to learn to find out how to be a healthy masculine without having that example given to you. And maybe that's another thing. Maybe you have used advice and things online that you've seen, which isn't the best. There's a lot of male coaches and even female coaches as well that talk a lot of BS on here about very black and white, narrow-minded thinking about dating. Like if they wanted to, they would, and just very archaic ways of thinking on how to treat your partner or how to play games. And I think maybe you were feeding into that kind of advice before, but you've had to learn through life experiences what an actual healthy masculine is, because I want to say you've had people in your life that have been an emperor in reverse, including yourself, and you've had to grow out of that to become the emperor upright. Seven of Cups in reverse, reality, clarity, sobriety, poor choices, lack of choice, opportunities or options. So again, I think this just to confirm the Emperor in reverse. You've had clarity and you've seen the reality of the situation, how not to act, how not to behave, what a real healthy masculine, how he does present himself and how he does protect his feminine and look after his flock. I've never said that before, so I don't know. Anyway, but reflecting on your poor choices that you've made in the past, knowing that you were that Emperor in reverse in the past and wanting to be a better man or a better person, because the lack of choices you had when you were in that energy just wasn't, it was keeping you very closed off to things that were trying to be offered to you, because your perception was very clouded. And that's also a card of dreams. So anything that you've dreamt that you wanted in your life, but you were very close-minded to it because your examples were just kind of like, you didn't see anyone around you that's successful, so you didn't know how to be successful or how to find that success on your own. Legal, this is another card of legal. In that other part, there was a card that was legal matters. So court, paperwork, filed. So there's something around legal institutions that you've been dealing with that could tie you to this reading as well. If you've been had to go to court for some reason, or there's been some kind of run-in with the law, or the energy you were in with this Emperor in reverse, you have a real problem with authority and it's caused you issues in every job you've had. Where if you weren't the one in charge, you weren't very good at taking instruction, and just kind of any form of authority, you had a real issue with it, and so it caused you a lot of problems. So if that's something that maybe you had some kind of run-in with the law and you didn't handle it very well and there was consequences for it, but the Three of Wands upright to confirm the Emperor in reverse. So you have the foresight now to see through the error of your ways, the poor choices you made. You could be traveling soon, but this is also about forward planning. And you had stepping stones in that other deck. So that's about taking steps forward to move towards, I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles in my head. He's slow and steady, but slow and steady wins the race. He wins the race because he doesn't take shortcuts. He goes towards his goal and he persists at it. Slowly but surely he gets there. So before, if you were quite impulsive and did things, made silly decisions, you're now having that self-belief to take slow steps instead of taking shortcuts. But this is freedom, success, happy with choices. So now from going from poor choices in life to happy choices, hard work paying off. That's beautiful. Okay, so 7 of Cups in reverse. And again, I'm just realizing that Emperor in reverse and that 3 of Wands, lots of fire, because Wands in tarot is fire. The Hierophant in reverse, so that's about traditions, religion, commitment, institutions, traditional institutions. So with that to come out under 7 of Cups in reverse, you've been challenging traditions. And like I said, with that Emperor in reverse, if you have always struggled with, you've always had an issue with authority, like really not taking advice or criticism well, or any kind of person telling you what to do, if you've always struggled with that, this is also confirms that in the sense of challenging traditions that you have grown up with, challenging authority all the time, which that's not always a bad thing, but if it's always gotten you into trouble in life, there's a lesson to be learnt there, especially if you've lost jobs because of it and you've constantly had problems in the workplace because of it. But unconventional lifestyles, unconventional relationships, reversed roles, non-conformity, so that can be good and bad. It's like you don't want to just be a sheep and conform to the masses, but at the same time it can also be that you are a contrarian and you just challenge everything for the sake of challenging it, instead of knowing sometimes to reflect and you can take constructive criticism without constantly challenging it. That's something you need to look within on, why you feel this defensiveness all the time. But as well, for that to confirm the 7 of Cups, I'm seeing the poor choices. So the things where you have gone against your own, your own soul's values and morals, making poor choices, taking shortcuts, maybe run-ins with the law, that sort of thing, going against what is right for you. Being stubborn when it's not in your best interest to be, because you've always been that way doesn't mean that's how you should stay. With the Knight of lots of fire, that's under legal. So arrogant, reckless. For that to confirm legal, the Knight of Wands in reverse is, arrogant, reckless, hyperactive, a daredevil, overly confident, loud, a show-off. So something legal-wise, you had a run-in with the law, or something to do with legal matters where you did something, made really stupid decisions, poor choices. There's so much fire here. You really led with passion, and there's something about your arrogance and your show-off behavior that caused you to just do reckless things that has caused you problems in your life. That 333 on the timer. And I said in the first part how I saw 333 before. There is something about moving out of that energy and using that passion and that fire in you towards a creative endeavor. Or if it is that you want to be your own boss or have your own business and be a leader in a sense where you guide people, I'm hearing it. So maybe say if you're in construction and you want to have your own construction company, for instance, and you're the boss and you direct people. And if you find what it is that you want to be or do and lead in, that will be your guidance towards people, because you can be a good leader. You have that Emperor upright in you where you can be a good leader. And when you feed that passion, then it's not going to, it's almost like in your life, you've gotten into trouble all the time because you haven't had the right outlet to funnel that energy. So if you have this business or whatever it is where you're the leader, you can funnel that, all that fiery leadership energy into that role. So you're not putting it in, you're not being reckless in all these other areas of your life. Does that make sense? And just being, I'm hearing the word dramatic, especially with show off. It's just like people get irritated by you because you just kind of, show off, and it's not appealing. And it's not to say that you can't be who you are, but it's about challenging yourself to funnel that energy into something productive so that you can be the emperor upright. Okay, so we've got the King of Wands in reverse. There is so much fire. You're definitely a fire sign, but you've got chaser, hot pursuit to confirm that King of Wands in reverse. But rude, boorish, forceful, bully. The Emperor in reverse is also a bully. Dictator, tyrant, impulsive, abusive, nasty. There is nothing but fire in this. You have so much fire in you. You might have a lot of fire in your chart. It might not even just be, say, you're a Leo. So if someone says, what's your sign? You say you're a Leo. But all the other planets in your chart, you might be a heavy fire person. A lot of passion, but not a lot of sense. But you have the potential of that. There is something very strong here about your fiery nature needing to be funneled and channeled into the right thing so that you are not creating problems in your life anymore, because it looks like you've been repeating this cycle all your life where you just constantly get into trouble, try to take shortcuts, aggressive in your communication style, mean, nasty, cruel. But this behavior needs to change. And in the first deck we had this one, it was showing what you can be and what you're maybe moving towards. Maybe when this veil lifts, all these lessons you've learnt, you've walked through the fire to become the Emperor upright, the King upright, the Knight upright. So you've got the King and the Knight of Fire that you had in the first deck, but in reverse. You had the Emperor in this deck. In this one, it's in reverse. So all the things that make you who you are in a positive way are all in reverse. The only good card I'm seeing here is the Chaser and the Three of Wands, about chasing your dreams and using foresight and planning to funnel your energy into the right thing. You are a leader, naturally you are a leader, but also to see all these court cards, the Emperor, and because the King of Wands and the Emperor are in Aries, you might have Aries a lot in your chart, but also, and the Three of Wands is an Aries too. There might be an Aries in your life that is no good. Aries and Sagittarius are heavy in this reading, so I think that could be significant here. But I'm also seeing this, to have all of these reversed. I think that first deck is you and your potential, and this deck is reflecting how you've been behaving all your life and the problems it's caused you, but also that you have an Aries in your life that is no good, that you need to get rid of. They are not healthy. They are not a good influence. They could be the reason why you made reckless decisions that cause legal problems. There is a life that you want to chase with this bounty hunter that needs foresight and planning and funneling your energy into the correct things, because this Aries, the more I look at it, I'm seeing this Aries has been a terrible influence. And if you saw them as Emperor upright, you were influenced by them, but really they were, they had a lack of discipline. They're stubborn. They lack control. They abuse their power. They're very controlling and rude, and they're a dictator. Just very arrogant. I just feel like you've had this energy in your life, whether it's a father figure or a friend, that needs to go. And maybe that's the clarity you're getting, that influence in your life needs to go. Not only for yourself, your own reckless behavior, but their influence on your behavior too. You need to remove. The song TikTok just picked was Hot Blooded. You for sure are hot blooded with all this fire in you. But the devil, again, I feel like this person, whether they're an Aries or not, they have been a devil in your life and you know it. And when the veil is lifted, you're really going to see how your loyalty to this person or their influence over you has been such a detriment. Because the problem is that when people feel loyal to, say it's a father or a friend or something like that, you think loyalty means that you have to burn the world for them, I'm hearing. But that's just not the case. That's not loyalty. You can love someone without having to destroy yourself, set yourself on fire for them. That's not loyal. That's not love. And if they allow you to do that, then they don't care about you. As much as you think that they do, they don't. And you need to get rid of that energy quick, smart. So let's see. I just want to get these to see what is coming up for you. So again, if you've watched all the parts and things are ringing in your ears, or it's like really sounding like it really resonates, and there's someone in your life like that you need to get rid of, move away from that energy, then this is for you. Move away from that energy. So you might need to move away from this situation. And this isn't like advice to be like start fires and then run away from them. You need to face these challenges and obstacles to be a true emperor. Fix the things that you've done wrong. But this could also be that you just need, the environment you're in is no bueno. You need to move away from it. Have a fresh start somewhere new. Start a new life for yourself where you can channel this energy into something that's going to fulfill you and make you feel like you have a purpose in this world. And leadership is heavy in this reading. There is a lot about leadership. You need to be a leader in some capacity, whether it's giving advice online with a social media platform, or you're the boss, you have your own business and you have to lead people underneath you on what job to do. That leadership is definitely something that you're meant for in this life. But I'm seeing that. It says change of residence, moving in with your partner, but I don't necessarily see that as moving in with your partner. I'm seeing that as you need to move away from the environment you're in. Communicate. So maybe this is what is next for you. I think you're realizing you need to move away from this environment and this personal people, but also you want to communicate with someone to forgive, because this is compromise, forgive, work it out. There's someone that you maybe owe apologies to, that you need to communicate with. This is for the July full moon. So what is that, 3 weeks away? So in the next 3 weeks, this veil is going to lift and you're going to come to a place where you can communicate to whoever this is. We'll find out who this is and more about the situation. But you're going to want to, if you're not already, kind of getting this momentum inside you where you're like, you just want to reach out to this person to compromise and work it out. Someone else. So I'm seeing that as whatever this influence was, this Emperor in reverse, this King of Wands in reverse, this Knight of Wands in reverse, this was the someone else that came, whether it was their advice or their influence, really came between you and whoever this person is you want to compromise, forgive and work it out with, this person you want to communicate with. This person that their energy is no good. It's getting me worked up and I feel very strongly about this. This person is not a good person for you to be influenced by or be around, because they have been sabotaging all the things that you have wanted in life. Love, business, whatever it is, they have been affecting every area of your life. Ideas you've had, things you've wanted to pursue, they've stopped you in your tracks. They have been preventing you. I'm seeing that card that says enemies masquerading as friends and secret rivalry. Even if there's someone that you saw as an emperor to begin with and you were influenced by them and saw them as successful, they are still very challenged by you and see you as a rival, and they have been a bad influence. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. They are constantly sabotaging your success in your life because of your loyalty to them. And they have used that to puppet you. They've used it for their own benefit. Oh, sorry for getting so worked up. This is the energy that's coming up in me as I'm reading this. So this is important. Moving confirmed by patience. Just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So again, with that Three of Wands and needing to have forward planning, this isn't something to rush. This is a good chance for you to work on that impulsive behavior where you just run away from the fires that you've created. Patience is about, so say if you want to move away from this situation, whether it's actually like moving far or just moving house or whatever it is, plan it properly and move not slowly, but make the plans and progress in not an impulsive way is what I'm hearing. Take your time with this moving away from your situation, set things in motion, make plans to do it properly and see it through. Start the plan, see it through, because not only is that showing you change, but you will feel more stable that you have made a plan and you followed through, and then you can see, yes, I am capable of sticking to my word and making a commitment and following through on it. Communicate. For you to be that first part in that first deck where you were the Emperor and the Prince upright, this person that has been an influence on you, they are preventing you from being in that energy, and I think you're aware of that. The veil is being lifted. Communicate. Spy. So for this to be what's next for you and your energy, you have been keeping tabs on someone that you want to communicate with this person that you're spying on. That's very clear here. Someone's got their eye on you. You were doing your research. So you were doing your research on this person. I think you're in the midst right now of spying. Isn't a good energy. I'm not going to lie, because it's a bit cowardly. But that being said, it could be that you're in this energy right now because you're not sure where this person stands with you, especially with this compromise, forgive, work it out. If there is an apology or multiple apologies needed and time and action, it could be that you're kind of keeping your eye on them to see if you can gain more information on where they stand with you. But I'm going to say it's not like, and I just noticed on the bottom of this deck, I want you. So we'll get into this person that you want to communicate with, but someone else. So earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could also be the person in the middle trying to sabotage this, but also this is earth sign I'm seeing as grounding. You're grounding the situation. So there's someone else that came in and sabotaged this, or was part of the reason that you sabotaged whoever this person is that you want to work it out with. You need to ground it. Earth is all about grounding. So this thing that you're aware of now, that you're clearing, this energy that you're clearing needs to be grounded. And that also ties into being patient. You need to ground this energy, and to move towards whoever you want forgiveness from and to move away from your situation. You need to have patience and ground yourself and not be impulsive. Take your time with it and use less of your reckless nature and practice self-control. Liar, beware of someone sneaky. So to me, that's the person that's energy you need to get away from. They're a liar, they're sneaky, they're just not good energy to be around. Okay, what's this person connected to you that you want to communicate with? Who is this person that you want to communicate with? Merkaba, so someone you feel deeply connected to, divinely protected. So again, so this is a divine connection. Okay, so we ended on divinely protected. Who is this person on the collective's mind that they want compromise, forgive, and work it out, please? I'm just noticing as well this card on the bottom with telepathic messages. Sometimes I feel like you're speaking to me in my head. So maybe you feel like this person knows you on it. Well, I think you do think this person knows you on a deep level. Inner union. So for you to come into that Emperor energy, that is about inner union, balancing your own internal yin and yang, your own divine masculine, feminine energy within, so that you're more balanced and you're, again, funneling your passion into something specific that's going to make you feel fulfilled. And then it's going to then balance your energy in the other areas of your life, home, love, family, that sort of thing. You will be not as quick to rage because you've got a purpose that you're fulfilling, and it will balance you out because your energy's been channeled into the right thing. It won't bleed out into the other areas of your life. Merkaba, so you see this person as someone that's also reached inner union within themselves. Atlantis under Merkaba, that to me is past lives. So you believe that this person that you want to communicate with, compromise, forgive, work it out, you've had past lives with, you were so deeply connected in the spiritual realm. This is something where it's twin souls. You come together in every lifetime. You find each other in every lifetime, no matter how, the distance, the languages, the culture, whatever the friends and family, whatever comes in between you two, you always find your way back to each other. And what did I say in that first part, finding that red thread? You believe in that red thread bond. Hang on, let me get this off the floor. Okay, so cosmic healing came out, and that's to confirm divinely protected. So you are very acutely aware that the divine orchestrated, if there was some kind of separation that had been sabotaged, this is annoying me, that had been sabotaged by this person, but also yourself, because you've got to reflect on the fact that this person might have been a heavy influence and was part of the reason you sabotage your relationship. But in the end, you make your own choices for your life. So you have to come to the understanding that, yes, this person influenced me, but I still made the wrong choice. I still chose this person over whoever this is, and allowed it to keep me away from this person. Love yourself, but you are very aware that cosmic healing, this person you see as divinely, you're divine, that it's protected, and that healing was needed to come into inner union for yourself, and they also needed to. They needed to balance themselves too. Confusion to confirm inner union. So your confusion about this person wouldn't have been helped by this influence, but also how I talked about in the beginning, being having doubts, especially if there's been a lot of time, having doubts about what this connection really is and how to balance it out again. How can I come back from this? How can I reach out to this person? Which is probably why you're in that spying energy, because you're not fully confident yet on how to reach out or what to say or how you're going to fix this. So how do you see this person that you want to communicate with? Because that's what this is. You see them as you've had past lives with them, that you're divinely connected, protected, healing was needed, that inner union was also needed. You needed to balance yourself. They needed to balance themselves. All right. Divine masculine. And ancient Egypt as well. So you might feel a connection to ancient Egypt and Atlantis, but you got both past life cards in this deck. And look, forgiveness, I'm sorry. And what did I say? You know, compromise, forgive, work it out. You know, an apology or multiple apologies are needed to clear the air with this person that you're connected to. But you've got divine masculine. So you feel, I think I'm speaking to the divine masculine. And I think you're coming into that energy. I think you're not fully there yet. Because of all those reversals that came out, but I do still believe that that's a bad influence in your life that needs to go, that you need to move away from. But you are aware of the challenges and the obstacles that you've created for yourself, the reckless behavior, run-ins with the law, if that's the case. But I think you're aware of the journey. I think you're aware of red thread bonds. I think you know what twin flames are. I think you're spiritual in some kind of way yourself. You want to be this divine masculine, and I think you're working on that. And under forgiveness, wanting to apologize, mission work. So what did I say about funneling your energy into some kind of leadership role that will give you purpose? And that needs to happen for you to feel like the other areas in your life will flow better because you have that purpose. Okay, so let's see what's next. Moving forward, this connection with this person that you want to communicate with. Let's get into it. And then we'll get some of these twin flame cards. Healing heart. So in this time, you're healing your heart to be able to come towards this person again. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. This person, this influence, and everything that came with it, being around this person. Healing heart. And then I also want to get a timing oracle just to see if any moon cards come out. So I think there's a big transition between now and the July full moon. Heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. So this person you want to communicate with has the key to your heart. You know this, you want to communicate with them and get back together. Talking, conversing, working it out. Interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hovering. This is what's next in your connection with this person. So you want to reach out to them, open up the lines of communication again, converse and apologies and conversations and building on the connection again. But seduction. But I'm seeing this as third party because this is third party interference. So you could have been hooking up and dating other people since this, but I'm also seeing that to try and distract yourself or try to heal your heart from the separation. But I'm also seeing this as you're healing your heart from the toxic behavior and people that you were surrounding yourself with. And that part of doing that is going to help you sew your heart back up so that you actually can give yourself fully to this person that has the key to your heart. Because this is what's to come. So for you to communicate with this person, I think you know they need to see a change in you, which means you need to fix up the messes that you've made. Kisses, beautiful, heart with a key, unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So I'm seeing as well, I'm hearing it, missing the affection this person gave you. They probably were quite nurturing and warm, and they love you in a way that no one else can love you, especially if they're your divine. That's a love that they have the key to your heart. And I'll say you probably have the key to their heart. So that's really nice. Talking, text, call, email, hovering. This is a long one today. But that excitement and that passion, twin flames. You got the twin flames card. So yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. They balance you and you balance them. And you know this. And I think for that to confirm talking and conversing, I think you're going to express this to them too. You might not outrightly say, you're my twin flame, although you could, especially if you know about twin flames, and I'd say they probably know about the twin flame journey too. So you could say to them, I realize now you are my twin flame, and you are the person that I'm meant to be with in this life and every other life, and I want to make this work. But just conversing more, you recognize who they are to you now. And you might have in the past, but you kind of let other influences and your own kind of reckless behavior sabotage it, you know what I mean? So mirroring, and that's very twin flame energy, mirroring each other, self-image, reflection. Okay, so on the bottom it was mirror, which mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. So, and love call is popping out. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So I think that was your energy in the past was very like, you know, saying all the right things, but you weren't able to keep your promises, which is why when you got patience underneath moving, you need to show through time and action that it's not empty promises anymore. Or it might not have even been, you might not have made promises thinking that you were going to break them, but you were offering things that you weren't ready yet to offer. And I think you knew that internally, but you just wanted to be with that person. So you did things and said things to get them. And then when you couldn't keep those promises, you sabotaged the relationship. Does that make sense? But yeah, twin flames mirror each other. You mirror each other's wounds. That's why separation has to happen. It's worse than karmics, because you are faced with the things that you have been ignoring that need to be worked on. And that brings out what feels like the worst in each other, but then that causes you to go into introspection and go, okay, what do I need to change? Where am I broken and what needs worked on? And then when you come through the other side of that, it's not that you're fully healed. No one's ever fully healed, but when you come back together, you can grow together and work on things that were a detriment in the past in a more balanced place together and work as a team. All right, so I'll get these twin flame cards and then I'll get a timing oracle and we'll wrap it up. This has been a very long reading. Okay, what messages, angels, do you have for this collective, this dear collective, my divine masculines? Oh my God, 11 union. That's so pretty. Look, they're dancing together and it's just like written in the stars. So pretty. Our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and cannot be lost. Every lifetime. What did I say before? You find each other in every lifetime. Past lives. That's beautiful. So for this to be between now and July full moon, I think, oh my gosh, another union card was flipped over, a number 4. So you are my true love, my heart and my soul. Mirrors. I've watched you change and grow so much. I'm trying to release my attachment to identity so I can change too. So your identity all your life has been reckless, arrogant, a show off, being around the wrong people that have the wrong influences, and you haven't wanted to change before. But this person and watching them grow, or even the person that you fell in love initially also has made you want to change and grow as a person and look and reflect at things that need to change. So you can be an equal partner to this person. And that's number 3. So again, because you did get the spy card, so you are watching this person, and maybe what they post inspires you. Communication, number 4. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything you say and even replay our conversations in my head. So things that this person used to say to you, you've been reflecting on past conversations, maybe things you've been starting to have flashbacks or remember things from the past that they said that you're really like taking it in now. Number 11, union. Number 7. So maybe the 11th of July. Oh my God, guys. Maybe the full moon's on the 11th of July. No, I'm pretty sure it said the 10th. So maybe after this full moon, you're going to communicate with this person. 11th of July. So the full moon's on the 10th, and then on the 11th, maybe that's when you communicate. Although in other countries, so say if you're in America, I think the July full moon is the 11th for you, whereas it's the 10th for us. Or maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, either way, the July full moon is very significant here. So the 11th of July or the 7th of November. I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. That's something you need to work on. And I think you're aware of that. I think your communication style or your argument style, conflict style is lashing out, and I think you're aware of that and you've been working on it. 6, karmic ties. So the 3rd of June or the 6th of March could be significant. I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. This Emperor in reverse. I'm creating a plan to leave him, her. So this person might still be in your life and you're trying to figure out a way how to get out of that friendship, relationship. If it's a father, whoever it is, this Emperor in reverse is that you need to get away from. You're trying to work out a plan on how to distance yourself, but also with that moving card, move away from that whole mess, that whole situation. Number 4, communication. Number 10, completion, new cycle. But it says, I watch you on social media, confirmation. And the internet, it's my way of staying close and finding out more about you. So that just confirms to me that you've been watching your divine counterpart. Just makes me laugh because what's this? Number 3, patterns. These feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. That's why you're spying, because you're overwhelmed by these feelings and you're afraid to reach out. But there's going to be a point where you, after this July full moon, that you're just going to go for it. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it, because it's too intense for you. But don't forget, you have that intensity too. You're full of fire. All right, communication. 2 for that. 6 and 7. All about growth. Perfect. I feel insecure and it's pushing me to grow. A lot of this is about the things that you're insecure about, the things that have been challenges and obstacles and difficulties in your whole life, even before meeting your person, have been to push you to grow and step into your potential. The emperor that you know you can be, the leader that you know you can be, that those insecurities, 7676. So look that up, Google or YouTube 7676 angel numbers and see what message you get, what that's about. Number 6, communication. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. Don't want that. I won't say don't, because I don't want to tell you what to do, although that is something that you need to work on as well, getting constructive criticism or advice, and then wanting to, that natural fire to reject authority, but to have them reach out and then not reply, just so that you know they still care. That's not nice. It's like them, bearing their heart and soul to you and then not replying, but at least you get to know they care about you. Like, that's not nice. That's not a good energy. So number 3, communication on the bottom. I care about you even when I act like I don't. Again, same kind of energy. You want them to show they care about you, but you're too insecure to show them you care back. That's not right. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. So you need to lean into that vulnerability. You need to be okay with it, because if this is your person and they love you too, you can be vulnerable with them. You can be sensitive with them. They would welcome that, because then they feel safe with you. They feel safe to be vulnerable back. So you need to allow for that. And this toxic environment that you've been in has obviously made you act tough on the outside because of wanting to appear not vulnerable, but you are. And that's okay. Timing card. At a special date, so 11th of November could be significant. 11th of November, I said that for a reason. 11/11, 6 months from now. So I want to say, especially if moving's involved, maybe in 6 months you will physically be together. And June, so June was significant here. Next full moon, guys. Magic! That is magic, next full moon. So the July full moon is significant for communication, a special date, and 6 months from now, I want to say you'll actually physically be in union again with your person. Next full moon, guys. Beautiful.